Hi, welcome to Inside Korea, a one-stop platform to help you learn Korean. I'm Soki, an online Korean teacher. Have you started learning Korean? Feeling unmotivated, getting distracted by other things in life, and stopping your Korean learning from time to time? If you are in this situation, I will help you find more reasons to motivate you to learn Korean. Knowing your reasons to learn Korean will help you get to your goal faster. Open your horizons. Learning a new language is equal to learning in other new culture. If you know Korean, most probably you will understand how Koreans think, live, and the way how they do things, and the reason why. At some point, it may even change your way of doing things or your way of thinking. But that's a good thing because that means you have already immersed yourself into the Korean culture. 아, 대박! 바보! 헐. Keep thinking in Korean and in no time you'll find yourself using Korean to learn other things. I'm sure a lot of you want to learn Korean for the convenience of traveling. If you know Korean, you can talk to Korean natives and in return, you will get a much better experience from that because you can know more about Korean culture through the conversations. Also, you will not get lost and be helpless again, and you can navigate in Korean without help because you know all the Korean signs, language, and everything. And you can also seek help asking in Korean. There are a lot of working opportunities in Korea if you are a foreigner, especially if you can teach your mother tongue to Koreans. It does not necessarily have to be English, even though if it's another language, you can still teach it. A lot of times, they don't even require you to have any teaching certificates. And if you know Korean, you can even work in Korean companies where you can experience the Korean working culture and meet more Korean friends. If you're very good at Korean, I would suggest you try out translation, interpretation, or other jobs that requires a lot of language skills. Even if you're not trying to work in Korea, having to know Korean language will be a massive advantage in your repertoire. Especially in this global era, you never know what kind of opportunities will come and when they will come, so always be prepared for yourself. Knowing the Korean language actually connects you with 75 million people worldwide and growing. Koreans are everywhere and most likely you'll be able to find them in your home country. Do make friends with them and try to talk to them more often to improve your Korean skills. Choosing to learn Korean is a very smart choice. As Korean is designed to be very easy to learn, you can learn it in no time. You can learn the Korean alphabet quickly, the writing system is incredibly logical, Korean grammar is straightforward, and it's rather easy to speak. And if you know English, you have a very huge advantage because there are a lot of Korean words that are derived from English. Konglish like 택시, 버스, 아이스크림. Knowing Korean, you'll be able to understand the lyrics and sing along with your favorite songs and to really be able to feel the emotion firsthand. And you can communicate with your idol, stalk them on their SNS, and be able to know what they are saying before any translations even came out. You'll appreciate the scene more as you think in Korean. And subtitles, always, they do not really translate fully as there are some differences in languages ultimately.
사랑하지 않았더라면 서로 버릴 일도 없었을 것을 마주치지 않았더라면 함께 할 일도 없었을 텐데 차라리 당신을 만나지 않았더라면
If you're looking for a whole new environment change and if you like the Korean culture, do study Korean hard and come here to live. Because not everyone knows English in Korea, you need at least basic Korean to survive. I know from watching K-dramas and listening to K-pop songs, some girls will have this fantasy of meeting their own oppa someday. So disclaimer here, do not deliberately look for Korean men to date and beware of playboys. I'd say remain an open mind to date Koreans, but it's always better to start off meeting them as friends so you can have a better chance to know more about them first. I remembered that one of my students actually told me that learning Korean has given her a chance to do something for herself. Because other times, often she's busy taking care of her family or just busy doing other stuff. So learning Korean has really given her a chance to increase her self-worth and boost her confidence. And I think learning Korean can really train your memory and also improve your language skills as well. So in all, learning Korean can really enhance yourself. If you're starting to learn Korean, do check out this writing pack here where you can practice your Hangul writing. You can find the links to download it in the description box. I hope I have given you the motivation that you need to learn Korean. And now that you know the reasons to learn Korean, you check out this video here where I'll share my top 10 tips on learning Korean.